Good morning. Thank you, Chuck, the entire Asbo organization. You, your leadership and staff embody professionalism and consistently raise the bar of excellence each and every year. It is an honor to be here, and I'm proud to be associated with this award on behalf of the entire AXA family. As I look around and see the hundreds of key financial leaders in education, I'm confident that many schools represented here and around the globe have a brighter future ahead of them. To say your job is difficult is an understatement, and you continue to make a difference every day in your schools, your communities, often without recognition. As a leading retirement provider in K-12, AXA is proud to partner with Asbo International to recognize your commitment to sound fiscal management. That's why today, AXA is acknowledging 4 outstanding individuals who work tirelessly behind the scenes. These folks have earned the highest level of recognition, the Eagle Awards, which honor their commitment to serving their students through their unique role as school business officials. Let's turn now our attention to the screen to meet the 2018 Eagle Award winners and hear how they're using their careers to help bring students brighter tomorrows.
Good morning. Asbo International is proud to honor the 2018 Eagle Award recipients for their leadership in school business, their contributions to the profession, and their dedication to ensuring a quality education for students. Now, it's my distinct privilege to start by introducing you to each of the 3 distinguished Eagle Award recipients. Let's begin at the Parkway School District in Chesterfield, Missouri, and meet their Chief Financial Officer, Patty Bedborough.
Parkway School District is about 70 square miles, located in the western portion of St. Louis County, so just outside of the city of St. Louis, but in the St. Louis proper area. We have about 17,500 students. We are essentially the backbone of supporting everything that happens in the classroom. Part of my daily job is to ensure that there is financial resources in order to support that child and that staff member in that classroom as well. When we were redoing our strategic plan a few years ago, we actually did interviews not only with our community members, but also with groups of parents from each school and groups of students from each school too, to look at and hear from them what are some of the great things that Parkway does and what are some of the things that Parkway needs to work on. Sometimes when you're dealing with a problem, you think that you're the only one dealing with a certain situation. You reach out to your fellow school business officials, find out that they've either already gone through it or they're struggling with the same things. I don't think there's any other profession that has a network such as school business officials that really support each other and look out for each other as well.
Now, let's move to the Oakland schools in Waterford, Michigan, and hear some insights from Deputy Superintendent of Finance and Operations, Robert Moore.
The most rewarding thing is working with people, watching them and helping them grow and advance in the school business profession. I've been lucky that I work with such amazingly talented people, but I've also made it my mission to help them be successful, and I think that's what school business officials everywhere should be trying to do. So I've had staff. The big thing is I don't try to do their job. I try to help them do their job. And being supportive, coaching is a real important aspect of the leadership style that I have. We began a project to do our own study using multiple methodologies to determine the cost of student achievement as a means of driving school finance reform that's focused on student needs. It's a real important prerequisite for good policy reform when it comes to school funding. I was lucky to be asked to be the director of it, but it was a statewide project that involved really close to 400 people. Getting involved in Asbo International is also a real important professional development tool. The networks, the collegiality of the school business officials is really great, and it will help any young school business official grow and advance and do a better job for their school district.
Our next 2018 Distinguished Eagle Award recipient is from the Coppell Independent School District in Coppell, Texas. Here's Chief Financial Officer Kelly Penny.
Coppell is a suburb of the DFW Metroplex. We're located right north of the DFW airport. The wonderful thing about Coppell is that it has a very small hometown feel, even though we have a population of about 40,000 people. We do have a school district that has about 12,700 students. What I would consider one of my biggest successes in my career was the tax ratification election. State funding was being reduced, and there was going to be major cuts in programs and things that would have implications on the classroom. So it was a real challenge to educate taxpayers to ask for more money, knowing that 38% of that money was not going to be retained in the district. So we considered, when that passed, we considered that a huge success. So this year we did a taxparency page on our website so that taxpayers can go and look, and it explains kind of the finance processes. It shows what percentage of the money the district's keeping, what percentage happens to be going back to the state. It's really great to have peers that you learn from. You need that help to make sure you understand all the different aspects and lay that foundation, that strong beginning foundation. And organizations such as Asbo provide you with a lot of those opportunities that you just don't get in other organizations.
And finally today, I'd like to introduce you to our International Eagle Award recipient for 2018. He's the Deputy Superintendent for Business and Operations at Olathe Public Schools in Olathe, Kansas. Please meet John Hutchison.
We're actually oftentimes asked to be magicians and try and find funding where it isn't, or stretch dollars. And I think people have to understand just the breadth of our jobs. It's really grown into all aspects of school district operations. I would say second to the superintendent, it's probably one of the more complicated jobs, important jobs in any school district across the country. I'm the guardian of over 30,000 children left in our care each and every day. I spend sleepless nights thinking of how to stretch resources in ways that will best benefit kids while still meeting the needs of staff, taking our district from good to great. I didn't realize I was getting into a niche business, but I've worked for fast-growing districts for a while, and I think I've lended a lot of help in the area of bond financing and gaining efficiencies and stretching those dollars. I've taken on an active role at our state capitol, providing testimony, task force leadership, and guidance to legislators during an 8-year-long equity and adequacy funding lawsuit battle in the Kansas Supreme Court. And school business officials have to keep one eye on the present and one eye on the future to figure out what's coming over the horizon. If I were to give any encouragement or advice to a new school business official, I would say get involved. It's a difficult learning curve in our profession. Take advantage of Asbo International. There are so many wonderful people in this profession that are willing to help you. You don't have to go it alone. I've always been fascinated with the generosity that people in the Asbo affiliates and Asbo International, how much information they'll provide if you just ask for it. Just don't go it alone. Reach out to people and get involved.
And so today, Patricia Bedborough, Robert Moore, Kelly Penny, and John Hutchison, we thank you for your commitment to your profession. And on behalf of Asbo International, AXA, and students everywhere, we honor you for your extraordinary achievements and congratulate you on your 2018 Eagle Award.
And now a word from the 2018 International Eagle Award recipient, Mr. John Hutchinson.
Good morning. Aren't those some incredible business officials? Let's give them another round of applause. I stand before you this morning truly humbled that I was selected for the International Eagle Award. I'd like to thank AXA for their sponsorship of this awards program that showcases the great work of school business officials around the world. On a personal note, I'd like to thank my family for their support throughout my career. My wife Gina and son Drew are with me today. My daughters Amber and Ashley could not be here as they are both teachers, so they're tied up with the important job of teaching. And I'd also like to thank that gentleman that I found wandering the halls today, my boss, Superintendent Mr. John Allison, who completely surprised me by being here. Finally, I would like to thank Asbo International for this incredible recognition, and most importantly, all of you for your commitment to the students and communities you serve. But I've got a confession to make. I do not deserve this award. You do. I've done nothing different in my career than any of you have. School business officials around the world are silent heroes. We're not only expected to be financial experts, but oftentimes magicians and even miracle workers. Those of you closer to my age will remember a Timex watch slogan that went, "It takes a licking and keeps on ticking." Lately, this could be your motto. You've provided the leadership necessary to navigate troubled waters, finding the necessary funding to improve student achievement in your districts, which in turn enriches your communities. Regardless of the adversity you face, you just keep on ticking. Why? Because you're passionate about kids. You've embraced careers that are vocations, not jobs. You've put others ahead of yourselves and riches. You are the servant leaders who are rarely in the spotlight unless you do something wrong. Today, I accept this award not for what I've done in my career, but what we have collectively done for the kids around the world. Thank you for all you do. Enjoy the rest of the conference.